Florida. What's the matter with Cheech?
What a great group. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the December 27th Township Committee meeting of Long Hill Township. We are beginning at 8:30. Would everybody please rise and join me in a Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. So, Megan, would you please kindly read the statement of presiding officer?
In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting, specifically the time, date, and public call-in information were included in the meeting that was electronically sent to the Echo Sentinel Morris Daily Record and posted on the Township website. The agenda and public handouts for this meeting can be viewed online at www.longhillnj.gov. A public comment period will be held in the order it is listed on the meeting agenda.
Thank you, Megan. Please kindly take roll.
Committeeman Dorsey?
Here.
Committeewoman Riker-Eline?
Here.
Committeeman Verleza? Committeeman Verleza?
Present.
Deputy Mayor Lavender?
Present.
Mayor Paserchia?
Present. Okay, so item number 3 on your agenda, consent. And we have 24-312 through 319. Any resolutions that need to be pulled for further discussion or any recusals? Hearing none, looking for a motion.
So moved.
Committeeman Dorsey?
Yes.
Committeewoman Riker-Eline?
Yes.
Committeeman Verleza does not have any voting rights. Deputy Mayor Lavender?
Yes.
Mayor Paserchia?
Yes. Okay, so item number 4, committee reports. Is someone going to do the rec?
I got it right here.
Scott's going to do it, okay.
All right. Let's see, you're going to tee up slide 1 there, huh? All right, well, it's been a busy time in recreation. At the last Recreation Advisory Committee, they discussed raising the fees for permits for some facilities after comparing Long Hill's rates to other towns nearby. The recommended new rates are in the agenda for consideration today, and it's important to note that we continue to be comparable to all the other localities in terms of town programming. The adjustments recommended to our rates primarily involved commercial renters. So if this is people who rent things, they'll be affected by the rates, commercial renters. Our woodland gnome themed playground, try saying that, is finishing up construction. Please watch the website for more information on the completion of this new playground at Cantor Park, and we plan to have a lot of gnome fun with this in the future. During the past weeks, we've been wrapping up all our holiday programming. We helped the North Pole and Santa's elves respond to over 125 children. Slide 2, please. On December 18th, Santa Rudolph and Rebel the Elf prepared the sleigh and went out to award our winners in the Holiday House Business Decorating Contest. So here are the winners. Best Traditional Classical Decorations goes to 18 Deer Run. The most unique goes to 27 Dogwood Terrace. The best dressed business goes to James Anthony Hair Design. The brightest display, 117 Dogwood Terrace. High Tech, 54 Overlook Road. Best year display, 483 Mountain Avenue. Best theme, 679 Heritage Road, and by popular vote, 136 Oaks Road. All winners received a beautiful trophy, a great swag bag filled with lots of goodies from Long Hill Township and the Chamber of Commerce businesses, plus a magical visit from the Jolly Fellow himself. So if you haven't taken your Holiday Lights tour, it's still time to pack the family in a car and head out and take a look. Be sure to check out the driving list on our website. And for those of you who thought about entering and didn't, we hope you will reconsider and enter next year. Slide 3, please. Congratulations to the following winning bakers. Chen, Alan, Westerfield, Fargnoli, Irwin, and Alyssa. All winners received the special charcuterie board from the Parks and Recreation Department for their baking efforts. Those are great looking cookies. Slide 4, adult open play basketball continues Thursday evenings at Central School, 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pre-registration on Community Pass is required, and the program continues until May 1st. Slide 5. Next up, don't forget to enter our photography contest themed A Look to the Sky. Entry is free and open until January 15th, this next month. Slide 6. Get your Red Cross training in January. First aid is on January 9th. CPR defibrillator is on January 30th. See the website for more details and register on Community Pass. Slide 7. Don't forget and listen to that inner Oscar. Wait a second. That's what I got to read. Don't forget, listen to that inner Oscar the Grouch inside of all of us and keep our parks clean and litter free. Did that come across right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And
Clean
slide
up
eight-
after yourself. I
Clean
think
up
that's
after
what you said.
yourself, right. Okay, slide 8. We are always looking for new members on the Rec Advisory Committee. Want to join in on the fun? Please contact the Parks and Recreation Department for more information, and that concludes the rec report.
Thank you. So look to the sky. Are they drone pictures encouraged?
They're
It
accepted.
doesn't say that they're not, so I think by definition,
Silence
yes.
is consent, I think.
Yeah.
Matt, are you?
Yes, let's see, we have, for the fire department, so far, the fire departments have answered 215 calls, so that's almost one a day, or three-quarters of a call a day, which is a lot. Again, if you want to volunteer, please reach out to either fire department. They're more than happy to accept any and all volunteers. Sterling has both new trucks in service, so the new rescue truck that came about a month and a half ago, it's fully in service. And on January 12th, the Sterling Fire Department will have their first ever, well, not first ever, but first in a long time, pancake breakfast fundraiser. It is from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Residents and non-residents are all welcome, and the one thing I know about the guys down there is they can cook, so it's going to be a good breakfast, everybody. And there's also still time in 2024 to make your tax-deductible donations to either fire department and Guide, sorry to steal your thunder, but the rescue squad as well. They're not funded 100% by the town, so any and all money will be appreciated. As to recycling, here we go. I noticed the other day a lot of people got gifts. There's a lot of styrofoam floating around. So please recycle your styrofoam. You can drop it off down at the DPW during business hours or any time right at the library. There's a collection bin out there. I used it yesterday, as a matter of fact. The Morristown Utilities Authority would like to remind everybody, there's a couple tips for recycling going forward. It's for all the time. Put a lid on it. If the items get wet, they might not be able to get recycled, especially the paper and cardboard. So please put a lid on everything. Have it out by 6 a.m. The day of the recycling. So you can put it out at 5:50. It doesn't matter, especially if it's raining. Because they're not going to come back and get it. So if you're not out by 6 and they go by, they're not going to come back. Also, around your garbage can area, just shovel the snow or make sure there's no ice because people are jumping on and off the truck or going up and down the street. They don't need to slip and fall, so that'll help prevent workplace injuries and you getting sued. So, clean up the area or at least put some salt down. And if you have any questions, you can go on our website, the Recycle Coach, and/or the Morris County Recycle Coach. And also, don't forget, a lot of cooking's been done. We recycle cooking oil. So if you have any cooking oil, instead of dumping it down the drain and clogging up the system, bring it down to the DPW. It's recycled and repurposed. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Great job. Aubrey.
All right, the library update. So the first slide is over this holiday period, the Long Hill Township Library will close early at 2 p.m. on December 31st and remain closed on January 1st as well. They will be back to regular hours on January 2nd, and in the meantime, the digital collection is open 24/7. Slide 2. You can find here the library's weekly schedules of programs and events, one for kids and one for adults. And today at noon, there's an online presentation about taverns in Colonial, New Jersey. You can register for the link through the library's website. The library will kick off a daily storytime series for babies, toddlers, and preschoolers, going through the entire alphabet with stories, songs, and crafts. Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m., no registration is required. The library hosts 2 off-site silent books clubs. Bring any book you like and read with other book lovers. We also host numerous other book clubs for adults, teens, and kids. Most are in person, though some are on Zoom, and newcomers are always welcome. Slide 5 is come make a vision board at the library. Put together a poster to remind you of your New Year's goals, and that is on Saturday, the 12th of January. We've got a family game night coming up. We provide the games and the hot cocoa, and you supply the people power. Super cute, January 14th. I added the super cute part. Slide 7. Look for more information soon about our upcoming puzzle tournament. In the meantime, stop by and check out our puzzle swap, newly moved from the atrium into the library. Take a puzzle, leave a puzzle, stay, and contribute to our ongoing community puzzle. And the puzzle tournament is January 18th. That's it.
Thank you, Aubrey. Just quick note, and to Matt's point about the fire, more than 200 calls. First aid squad, I think they'll come in at around 750 again. That's incredible work, and what doesn't get noticed, of course, is when you need them and they're there, and they always are promptly and safely. But all the training that goes into that, the hours and hours and hours. So we appreciate that. And I also want to have a special shout out to the young volunteers that are coming into the Sterling Fire Company, to the Millington Fire Company, and to the First Aid Squad, and throughout all the volunteer groups, but in particular those groups. You're tomorrow's leaders. The senior leadership of those emergency services aren't going to be able to do that forever. So it is critical that we get those young ones in. So a big shout out to them.
Speaking to that, can I
Yes,
ask a question?
of
I know
course.
First Aid Squad is 16. You can start to volunteer. I don't know what the fire department is. Do you know? Is it 16 also? Oh, that's great. Okay.
The state lowered it to 14 or no? That could be a junior or no, it's 16?
Okay.
Say that again for 14?
For Millington.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
good
So
to know.
14
Thank
for Millington, 16 for Sterling. I think it's 16 for First Aid.
It is 16 for first
Although
aid.
I know I'll get a shout out from somebody if we get that wrong. But again, those young ones, thank you.
Well, I think sometimes people don't realize you can start it that young. So
Yep,
That's good.
that's a
Thank
very
you.
good point. Thank you. And we'll do the one announcement. St. Vincent de Paul has a blood drive tomorrow, 1 to 7. 1 to 7 walk-ins. Walk-ins are encouraged. If you have not already signed up, if anybody wants to come and complain about their taxes or garbage collection, I'll be there at 1 o'clock.
And that's good. And did you know donating blood, multiple people are served by just one donation?
Did you want to, you sound like you're learned about
I
that.
just wanted to say that.
You just wanted to say that.
Family members that have had transfusions, so I'm thankful for anyone that donates.
And it does not hurt, despite what people think. Anyway, so I think that's about a wrap for Randy.
Yeah, I don't have too much. We're just finishing up the end of the year with all the various reports and finances. Want to wish everybody a happy new year and looking forward to 2025.
Thank you, Randy. Great job this year, you and Megan and Jack. I think Jack is on, and all the employees. So thank you. And here, any announcements that people want to bring? I know Matt brought up a very timely one regarding recycling. And any other announcements or shout outs that you guys want? All right. And was that, by the way, Scott, was the Happy Jolly Fellow Vic? that showed up? Who was that happy jolly fellow that you were
was
referencing?
Santa Claus.
Santa.
It was Santa Claus.
Oh, no.
Santa Claus.
It was not specified.
It was not, so it could have been
Santa.
Vic.
It could have been.
I'm waiting for some choice words there from Vic. All right, so at this point, I think we will go to item number 9. The meeting is open to the public. No?
Got a discussion
Yeah, this.
item.
This one.
Oh, I apologize. Yes, I. well,
Read it up, you have to say yes or no.
So item number 6, my bad. Recreation facility rental fee increase, I think, is that part of the public's packet? Do they have this? No? All right, so we're going to discuss it now.
So, I have a question, maybe Randy. So what's driving the need to raise the fees?
Well, obviously costs. Everything's been increasing. Our fees have not increased. What they also, the recreation and the recreation committee did a comparison of us to other towns around the area. A lot of these. Well, not a lot. There's only 3 fees for residents going up, and it's going up by $5 for every 2 hours and $5 for every 4 hours for the pavilion. So it's $1.25 an hour and $2.50 an hour for each of the other field rentals. There's a lot of things that are remaining the same. The non-residential commercial and non-residential commercial are increasing a little more than the residents, obviously, because we want to keep it very affordable for our residents. And obviously, the resident commercial and non-resident commercial, they are making money. So when we have vacancies on our fields, we obviously like to optimize the income coming into the town.
And what percentage of the income comes from non-resident and commercial currently? Do you have a ballpark?
I do not have that answer. I certainly can get that for the next meeting.
I mean, I definitely see why it might be good to raise those rates,
Which rates?
non-resident and commercial.
I think the
But
resident,
I'd kind of be inclined to keep resident where it is.
and the resident one's not going up that much. It's $5, right?
Yeah,
Which one? And when
the first one's a turf field. It's going up $2.50 an hour, $2.50 an hour. The next one going up is a grass field at Cantor Park, which again is going up $2.50 an hour, and the Cantor Park Pavilion is going up $1.25 an hour.
How often is that pavilion used?
I can certainly find out. I do not have that answer.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Lisa can probably provide that. She
Yeah.
might even be watching, so watch your texts and they come in, although we shouldn't be looking at our phones. Matt, what do you think?
I have no problem with the rate, especially
Mike.
because, it's only $5 per resident, and it's negligible. However, in the aggregate, eventually the field's gonna need to be replaced or repaired, and that's where the expense gets driven up. And even if we wanna, say, sometime do another turf field somewhere, the extra money coming in, it's only gonna help going forward. And as I said, it's like you said, $2.50 an hour. If somebody wants to rent, it's not gonna be a deterrent. Even the non-resident, it's pretty negligible too, so I have no problem with it.
I think that field is funded by,
And then some.
And out of
It's funded by
town.
rental fees.
Right,
That's
right.
correct. Primarily oratory, but it's not just that. It's
Correct.
anybody, and that's what you see in these fees. And I should point out, we've said it many times, but it's worth repeating. Unlike every town, to my knowledge, any town that has built a artificial turf field, they charge their rec programs, soccer, lacrosse, field hockey, fees. Long Hill has never done that, and as long as we proceed as we have, I have not heard anything from Lisa Scanlon, our rec director, that there's any need to do so. So I would point that out, Scott. I hear what you're saying, but it's important for the residents to understand those youth programs out there, lacrosse, soccer, and field hockey, do not pay to use those fields. And that's, from my experience, exceptional. I have not found one town that does that. So
The youth,
the recreation programs, field hockey, lacrosse.
oh, in the recreation
And soccer.
programs, that's different than resident.
Correct.
Got it, okay.
Correct. Yeah, so maybe you were thinking we were going to start charging those leagues, and we do not.
Right, so the town leagues use these facilities for free.
Correct. That is,
That's good.
I think they do pay for the lights, which is a nominal fee. That's the one thing we did from the beginning. Aubrey?
One, I appreciate the clear recap that was done by the rec team, as well as the price comparison to understand like for like to other towns and facilities. So I found that very helpful. I embrace that. So thank you. And assuming I read it correctly, I think its prices haven't been increased or touched since 2011.
I'm not sure.
If assuming I read it correctly, but either way, I think the resident increases are very minimal, so I am okay with these. And the other thing I would say is keeping an eye on it year over year. And is there a plan maybe over 3 years, watching the rates and then to phase in, you know, if we decide to do additional increases or anything like that, just looking at that plan over a certain period of time.
Randy,
to
you
do
can
that.
speak, you can speak with Lisa on that. If, like most of our capital projects or programs, whether it's the fire, volunteer, et cetera, we have a 6-year capital plan, so you can work with Lisa on that. And probably it already exists,
Yep.
for that matter. I would say, no surprise, Lisa did ask, the pavilion, I know this is not a technical term, is used a lot. So to answer your question. And so, just a couple of other things, commercial renters come to us. So the commercial renters that come to us, and this is kind of important to point out, you look at the commercial fees that we are charging, in a vacuum, it doesn't mean much to you. They come to us because we're lower than everyone else. So that's a good thing in a sense that the fields are being used or rented when it's not being used by residents. We are collecting fees for that. So I'm sure Lisa put a lot of thought into the numbers that she presented for the non-resident commercial. So that's good. That'll be just...
I'm sure she's got janitorial fees to do as well, because we've had the problems with the litter over there.
Yep. And oh geez, do I have to say this? Aubrey is correct.
I read things.
But whatever
yeah.
Aubrey just said, Lisa said Aubrey is correct.
I read what you write. Thank you, guys.
All right. That said, do we have to take a vote, or what do we do
No,
here?
just if you guys.
Just a discussion? I think we can move forward and vote now, no?
Well, so what will happen?
Oh, Vic,
at-
I apologize, Vic.
Vic and Jack both said that the audio's a little,
That's weird.
is going in and out a little bit.
For all of us?
I believe so. I'll have to look into that after the meeting. But if Vic, if you wanted to say anything about the recreation facility rental fees? He's not coming off mute.
Okay. All right.
So, these.
and he can't
if you
vote
guys-
anyway right now, so-
If you guys want to move forward with these rental increases at reorg, you guys adopt the fee schedule for 2025. We will incorporate those into the fee schedule, so they will.
So you don't need a vote this evening, this morning, though? All right.
And one thing that the, Lisa Scanlon's recommending, that these fees for the facilities do not take place until March 17th.
Okay.
Because she already has reservations through the spring.
Fair enough.
So, and this was all to let the committee know, this was discussed with the Recreation Advisory Committee, who discussed these fees at their meeting, and this is where it came from.
Perfect. Nope, looks good. It says, I think the changes take effect March 17th.
Correct.
Right?
And
Vic
my
did
bad,
say-
I shouldn't be surprised that Lisa, in fact, did provide some data on the surrounding town fees, which are attached to your,
Yes.
Just some light reading. we
handout.
did prior to the meeting.
so if anybody wants to see the comparables in surrounding towns, you can. But I'm sure,
Good.
as always, a lot of thought went into this, and I think we can move forward at reorg.
And Vic did say he was good with the increases.
Thank you, Vic. Okay, now, announcements. Any announcements that haven't been made? Reorg is going to be January 8th at 6 PM. That is a Wednesday. It's a little later than usual, but that's because of the calendar quirk. So it'll be January 8th at 6 PM in this room. So now, item number 9, I'll open up the meeting to the public. Remarks and statements pertaining to any matter. If you could kindly please try to limit comments and remarks to 3 minutes. It would be appreciated. I don't see anyone in the public present. And anyone at home?
There's nobody on Zoom.
Nobody on Zoom. I know it's a bit early for everybody and maybe a little eggnog. Okay. So at that point, I'd just like to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to everyone out there. And we can go into exec with no further action.
So you're going to approve Resolution 24-320, which will allow us to adjourn into executive with no further action.
So moved.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Made the motion?
So moved.
Matt made the motion, Scott seconded it, or vice versa.
These two over here.
Okay.
The Muppets to the right. All right, thank you, everybody. Yep, I'm going to do it right now.